What's up, everybody? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Good morning, everybody, and good morning to you, Phinsanity. We are at the top of the hour here at 7:04 a.m. It is June the 10th, 2020. We have made it to Wednesday, what many call hump day. It's that day that if you can get over this, you're almost done with the week. So I encourage everyone, lift your head up high, get up out of the bed, and let's go get it for the day. What's up, Phinsanity? What's going on?
Listen, Teddy. Good morning, everybody, and good evening to Jazza. Always want to, be conscious of him, and how he rides out with us. Listen, Wednesday. Oh, and course, Wednesdays are the hardest for me because it's like you have your 3 days on Tuesday, right? And then you gotta wake right back up. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't miss this for anything. Good morning, Vic. Good morning.
Shout out to the homie Vic. Guys, don't forget to check out TD Fins Talk on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TD Fins Talk. You can also find the content at dolphinstalk.com. Don't forget that as well. Amazing dolphin content on the site. Wake up, everybody. Good morning to you and good morning to you. We are all in our places with bright, smiley faces, and this is the way that we start out our day. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. The throat still ain't 100% healed, but that's all right. We gonna do what it do. Man, what a show last night, Phinsanity. What a show.
Yes, the guys were absolutely amazing. Havoc, Larry L, Marcus, Mr. Ball Game, of course.
Dwayne.
And Dwayne. Oh yeah, how did you want to bro Dwayne? Oh, and listen, Quint came on and gave a lot of great content. So shout out to you, Quint, for coming on last night.
Shout out to the homie Quint.
Quint is like Mr. Banks. Like that's who Quint, Mr. Banks Riddle. There we go. That's his unique name, Mr. Banks, because Quint's always there with the donation, every single stream, and it's very much appreciated, Quint. So thank you. Oh, and a mod squad.
Quint said he was coming for you last night.
I didn't feel any heat. I didn't feel any pressure. So
don't do it. Don't do it.
I know.
Shout out to the mod squad, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. It is Wednesday. We're going to have a great one for you this morning. Last night, we discussed it at the end of the show, and we said that we would bring it back this morning. And it's about free agents, ladies and gentlemen. There are still some very high-quality free agents still available. And we want to know, should the Miami Dolphins pursue any of them, and or will they? So that's what we're going to be discussing to start the show, and then we're going to have some more for you all. But some of those free agents include individuals like Jadeveon Clowney, and which is an individual who wants one of the largest paydays that he can possibly get. There's reports out saying that he's already turned down several offers from the Cleveland Browns, and they offered $18 million. Now, is the Dolphins, are they wanting to pay $18+ million for an individual like Jadeveon Clowney? In my opinion, Phinsanity, the answer right now is no, not at all. He had his opportunity where, believe it or not, the Miami Dolphins actually pursued him on 3 different occasions. 3 different occasions. They had talks with them back in the Laramie Tunsil trade. Then they tried to have talks with them again this offseason. Then, from my understanding, they made a final offer, and he still wasn't going for it. So it looks like he's a little too rich for our blood. And if he wasn't, is that something that you would have wanted to do at this point, Phinsanity? Bring in Jadeveon Clowney?
Listen, I think Jadeveon Clowney still has that, first overall pick mindset to him. I think he was the first overall pick, right? And I think he still hasn't shook that. I think he still feels like he's that guy, from South Carolina. And I don't think so. I don't think he's still that same guy from South Carolina that you were getting, umpteenth years ago. I would have to think back to when he was actually drafted, because it was I can't think of it off the top of my head, but no. No, he's not the type of guy that you want to bring into this organization. I mean, look at him now. Like he's walking around like he's that guy and he should be getting paid this. Well, you don't want that type of personality and energy in the room. Like, well, I'm the highest paid guy, so I'm Mr. Untouchable. No. He already has that arrogance and that ego about him. And we're about, guys who want to work hard, are very humble, and about, learning and developing and getting better. And to him, his main focus, which I do not fault him for, his main focus right now is money. And that's all he's worried about. And he'll be worried and thinking about the next contract. And the one after that, if that comes up, like I don't know how much longer he has in his career, but he's the type of guy that's always going to be thinking about the next contract.
And there's nothing wrong with that because you have to understand, I think Clowney, this is the only time he's going to be able to get that kind of money possibly. So he wants to go all out right now. He wants to have that ultimate NFL payday. It's just that it's not going to be the Dolphins unless we get some kind of crazy deal, cheap deal. How much would you pay for Jadeveon Clowney right now?
I do not like talking about men in their pockets, TD. Why do you do this? I keep telling you.
We ain't talking about his pockets. How much would you pay your pocket?
What, he was 20? Well, wait a minute. Where's our cap at right now?
We got about 23 to 26. Just put it like that.
20, 26. If he could come down to somewhere like 15, 14.
Okay. We on the same page.
15, 14, then yeah. But like I would incentivize it for him. Like if you have a chance to earn the other meal that you want to, what's the name? But base, yeah, give me 14, 15. But I will give you an opportunity to get what you want, but you would have to go out there and work hard for it. And then I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 15 million he'll obviously turn down, but he wants a multi-year deal. And on top of that, listen, like I said, 15 mil, I would actually still be in contention. I would actually still be having those conversations about bringing him in if it was like an annual of 15. I mean, no one can deny his talent, and he is definitely a guy who disrupts the backfield. 15 would be a really good deal for the Miami Dolphins if they were to actually pursue Clowney. Not going to happen because it's obvious. He definitely wants more than 18. He wants about 20 and on a multi-year deal.
He also says he wants to go to a team that, can contend for, a Super Bowl. So I feel like he already has a short list of teams that he wants to play for. And push come to shove, it may come down to like, okay, I have to sign with the Browns because they're offering the 18. I don't know if he takes the Browns, that seriously, but I feel like him and Myles Garrett, that changes a lot of things in the AFC North. Like, and Denzel Ward, like that would be very interesting. Like to have Myles Garrett on one side and Jadeveon Clowney on the other. But I don't think he's thinking like that. He's thinking of the name of the organization and not how he could be impactful if he were to go to say like a team like the Browns. So I feel like he's shooting himself in the foot right now.
Yeah, I think that he may actually even be starting the season without a job if this continues. Somebody will figure out that offer once training camp starts and teams know what they have and what they don't have. But we shall see. Like we always say, time will tell, right? Man.
Trademark.
I know, right? So moving along. Larry Warford was the Saints offensive guard. I like to say perennial Pro Bowler. The guy, what was it, 2 or 3 years in a row he made the Pro Bowl, coming straight off of the Pro Bowl, and is young, still a young guy. he would elevate our old line so drastically. And this is an interesting one. This is one that, Donald and Irene Young, he was bringing this up last night because this is something that we should still be looking at because it's a huge opportunity for this organization to bring in a top flight player. What do you think about him?
Hold on, wait 1 second, because Mr. Miami said Cleveland Browns still ain't going to beat Baltimore Ravens. If they get Jadeveon Clowney, there's going to be a lot to be said about that. And I think they actually beat them last year with that crazy, amazing offense. Now, granted, Baltimore got better and Lamar Jackson's getting better, but the way that Clowney gets in the backfield, there's not going to be too many areas for Lamar Jackson to run to. But Larry Warford, what were you saying about him? Sorry.
Would you bring in a guy like Larry?
The room's getting real thick today.
I get it, but this one, but he comes in and he automatically has the job. It doesn't. No, he's not coming in behind anyone.
No, not at all. I would love it just to have another veteran guy on the team, but my question is, why isn't he signed yet? Because they said that he was only, seeking about $7 million. I found out if I remember correctly. So there must be some other things going on with that. And for us not to have heard our name, talking to him, then I think we're set. I think we're straight.
Here's why he's not signed. So first off, Larry Warford was cut by the Saints because they were planning to move on from him anyway. They had already drafted his replacement because they also knew, this guy made the Pro Bowl 3 years in a row. And they already knew that they weren't going to be re-upping his contract because first of all, it would be massive. Second off, they were unhappy with last offseason when he came to camp. And I think he failed a physical or something. He wasn't in shape. He didn't really care because he's one of these guys where he comes like Fitzpatrick. You know how he say he was eating cake in the offseason last year and he didn't really get into shape until later. Larry Warford's one of those guys, but yet when he comes and he's on the field, he still produces. Regardless of the failing the physical, he still makes the Pro Bowl. So they didn't like that, so they had already drafted his replacement last offseason. So it was an easier move to let him go this year so that they could save $8 million, $8.5 million, and then not have to worry about his next big contract. So he's 28 years old, former third-round pick, 65 overall, so somewhat second, third-round talent, but end up becoming a first-round talent. He ended up becoming a first-round talent in this league out of Kentucky, and this is the type of guy that takes your O-line from from C to A, right away. Right away. I'm just saying, he's the type of guy that can take your O-line from a C to an A right away. So when we talk about the Dolphins and we say the room's getting full, you're right. It is getting full. But gosh, this guy rumored to only want $7 million. Another reason why he's not signed, just like Clowney, just like Logan Ryan, who we're going to talk about next, is simply because all of these guys kind of came available or turned deals down and didn't want to talk about deals until after the money was already spent for most teams. Most teams don't have more than $20 million in the bank right now. They're making their last ditch decisions right now. They're not in spin mode, because they have to pay the practice squad players. They have to set money aside for situations that happen during the season. And they all want to carry a minimum of about $10 million over to next season. So everybody's making decisions on if they want to do that now or not, or do they want to take it? Because Larry's going to want himself a three-year deal at a minimum. He's 28. That means you'll be taking him into 31. So teams are trying to guess They're trying to guess. Did he already give all his prime, but he's coming off of 3 straight Pro Bowls? Did he already produce all of his prime? And are we buying fool's gold right now? It's something to say. It's a decision, but I don't think it's fool's gold. 3 Pro Bowls in a row. This guy knows how to get the job done. He knows how to run block and he knows how to protect the quarterback. End of discussion. So that's why he's not signed. Is that something that you would do?
I mean, listen, having an all veteran interior offensive line would be, wonderful. It'd be very beautiful. You were talking about Eric Flowers, Ted Karras, and then Warford. But is it something that I would do? I wouldn't hate it. Can I say that? I wouldn't hate it. But if we're taking him for 3 years, what does that mean for my boy Dieter? Are we really set on Dieter being our future center? Like, because I mean, that's a narrative that's been put out, but that's nothing that's been said by the organization. That's just all of us, saying, well, you can always move him to center. Like, that's just our speculation. Like, certain people have speculation about that. So, and then my things like this: do they have intentions on addressing, the other side? I guess because everyone's saying Hunt's going to be our right tackle. Do they have, plans on addressing that next year in the draft where they'll save, I guess, way more money? So.
Well, save more money on who? You mean the guard position?
Yeah. If they draft a young guy.
So, and that's the thing. That's the whole thing with Dieter or whoever's going to play guard right now on the right side. You just don't know.
Right.
And that's the issue. So we still have a question mark on that side. We all just feel like we have enough people
to make it work.
We have enough people to hopefully work one of them out to be the starter. But I don't want to go into the season with that feeling.
But I think we have like 12 offensive linemen right now.
Yeah, I understand that. And I wouldn't mind having 13 with Larry because that has nothing to do with the fact that you can cut who you need to cut when the time comes. We're not going to go into the season with that many. So cut who you're going to need to cut. That's how I look at it. I'm just saying this guy is talented. This guy, and this is what this is a good point about what we were talking about last night with bringing in O-line help. Like, these are those moves you make. Like, we kind of had a debate last night, not to bring up Tannehill, but with the whole question of did we put the right weapons around him? And Dwayne said, yeah, we did invest talent, but we kept getting it wrong. We kept failing, the Jonathan Martins of the world and stuff. This is an example of not getting it wrong.
But okay, so let's go through it. So you don't think Solomon Kinley? So this is who we have right now. We have Austin Jackson, Robert Hunt, Solomon Kinley, Shaq Calhoun, Julian Davenport, Michael Dieter, Eric Flowers, Jesse Davis, Danny Isidore, Ted Karras, and Keaton Sutherland.
All I heard was Flowers, Karras, Hunt, and Jackson.
Okay.
Still got a gap. What position is that? Right guard. That's all I heard from you. Everything else, we don't know. Everything else, we don't know. And we're talking about a guy who won $7 million a year, who made the Pro Bowl in 2017, the Pro Bowl in 2018, the Pro Bowl in 2019. Come on.
Like I said, I wouldn't hate it.
This is the one where Miami, I'm not going to say pull the trigger, but I hope that we're in conversations to see if we can potentially grab this guy. Hopefully, like Finn Strong say, in the guard room right now, Eric Flowers, who's probably going to be left on the left side, Michael Dieter, don't know, Solomon Kinley, Don't know. Shaq Calhoun. Don't know. Danny Isidora. Don't know. Add Larry Warford to that. We know. Because think about it, Phinsanity. Austin Jackson on the left. Eric Flowers on the left. Karras in the middle. You add Larry Warford on the right, and then you add Hunt on the right. Do we not feel so much better about our O-line?
We felt 10 times better. A lot of people will say, "Oh, we figured it out." Like a lot of people will write it off as, "Oh, that's it." Like, but like I said, I wouldn't hate it.
Man, but, you know, if that was our O-line,
Steve Marshall has a job to do.
Yeah, if that was our O-line, hey, I don't want to hear what nobody got to say. Tua Tagovailoa starting.
Next, who is the next? Who is the next person on the
Oh my God! Phinsanity need to stop that mess. All right. So next up, okay. Next up, Logan Ryan. Mm-hmm. Now, Logan Ryan is coming from Tennessee Titans. Mm-hmm. Had his best season as a pro. Okay? Mm-hmm. The issue for Logan Ryan is the fact that he's getting older.
Quickly.
Logan Ryan is getting older, ladies and gentlemen. He is now 29 years old. Now, again, I want to make sure I reiterate he had his best season as a pro. This is the first time in his career he's had over 100 tackles, at 113. Okay? He plays the cornerback position. He has 4 tackles for a loss, which ties his highest of his career. He played good football. Did he play the best football as the top 5, top 10 corners in the league? I don't know if you could say that at all, but a very good quality piece. Logan Ryan is looking for his last payday. Now, for me, I don't think Miami Dolphins at this point are going to pursue Logan Ryan because here's where the crapshoot is. We already have tons of corners, right? And on top of that, we're already investing a lot of money at the position. And on top of that, just like Larry Warford, teams are trying to guess, is it fool's gold? He's getting older. He's looking for a 2 to 3 year deal, giving him an average of $10 million a year. And I just don't see it happening when you look at the money and the age. He's trying to get his last contract before he goes out of the door within the next 3, 4, 5 years, because he could possibly play another 3 or 4, end up like to leave and play. I don't know. But you don't know if he's going to give you another 2 to 3 good years or if he's going to give you another 1. And then the rest of them are, we're eating that money. Mm-hmm. He's not getting any bidders, so that $10 million could very well keep coming down. Last I heard, they're talking 8 now, which will still probably come down. Logan Ryan might end up accepting a 2-year deal worth about $17 million, I think. And then that doesn't even give guarantees in the second year. It just probably will guarantee he'll probably get a contract where something like 9.5 or 10 is guaranteed of the $7 million. So if he gives you that 1 good year, then you want to let him go, pay him his $1.5 million and let him walk. And I don't think that's bad at a 2-year 17 for a guy like this who's, and the only reason Miami may think about it, because don't get me wrong, Phinsanity, it's already were reports that Miami made the phone calls. Mm-hmm. They were interested in Logan Ryan. They wanted to see about bringing him in. I think the price is what's hanging everything up. And why would we want to bring him in when we have all these corners? Flores tells you all the time we can never have enough corners. And on top of that, we also have one particular corner, which I'm not going to name, who has a problem staying on the field. He has a problem staying on the field. So you want that insurance, and Logan Ryan would be some very good insurance for that situation. So what do you think about this?
Okay, so if I had to like rank them, like in order of like which ones I would want to do, this Logan Ryan one would probably be like my second favorite to do. My thing is like this: where are you going to play him? Like, if you're going to pay him this money, he's on that field. Like, you're not paying him to stand on the sidelines. Like, you're not going to be paying him like $8 million. So my thing is like this: if they like, if they truly believe in the guy Nick Needham, like everyone is saying, well, where does Nick come in? Like, I mean, I understand there's different packages and all that type of stuff. No, I'm talking about where because if you bring in Logan, well, he's taking snaps from, I guess, I don't want to say it, but the least tenured one, like, because Bobby, I mean, is Bobby coming off the field? Someone has to come off the field. Is Bobby coming off the field for Nick? I mean, I understand.
I think Logan would play safety.
You would so you would want Logan at 8 for safety. Wow, okay.
No. I'm just saying he'll bring that versatility of playing safety, playing corner. Guy gets hurt, he can fill in. He's the interchangeable piece all over the field, and he loves playing in the box as well.
He does. Okay, so if we bring in Logan, he's going to play safety, so it'll be Ryan and Rowe. Wow, that sounds nice. Ryan and Rowe.
I don't even know if I can get your answer because it's leaving somebody out that you don't want left out.
No, listen, I'm always about what's best for the team, and Bobby at nickel is what's best for the team.
Thank you. I was just about to say, but it'll put him in his natural position so people can actually see his value again. Because they sleep on Bobby.
I already said he's comeback player of the year for us next year.
If he's in a nickel.
Don't sleep on my boy.
It's the truth. But come on, man. You can't sit here and say you feel good about him sitting in at the safety.
I know he is a very cerebral guy, a quick learner. So I mean, 1 year of experience, I can't bank on it, but I feel like he will be, even if he's at safety, he's gonna be way better than he was last year. But so yeah, Bobby at the nickel sounds, that's everybody's dream right now. That's where everybody wants Bobby. I don't think you can find too many fans that would argue Bobby at nickel is, what we feel is best right now. Time will tell with Flores and who he has back there. But if I had to rank them, like which ones I would do based off of money and situation, we could go interchangeable 1 and 2 would be Warford and Logan Ryan. I wouldn't be mad at either one. And then, because this is the last one, right? This is the last guy.
It's one more.
Oh, okay. Well, give me the last one and then I'll give you my ranking.
But again, I still want to hear your take though.
On what?
You wouldn't do it?
Logan Ryan?
You wouldn't consider that? Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course I would consider it. My team has considered it. Like they wouldn't have picked up the phone if they didn't think that he would be valuable and usable. Like, I'm pretty sure Flores, was one of the guys who talked to him and say, hey, Logan, this is what we're thinking. Like, how are you feeling? And all that. And I think hopefully it's not a situation where he knows that these are like 2 divisional opponents that are, vying for him with the Jets and the Dolphins. And he's trying to, leverage that situation. I feel like he should come to where he's going to be more comfortable, and with the guy that who knows him. And he knows that. I mean, I get that he's from Jersey, but like our taxes are way too high. Come down here and get all your money. You don't got to worry about doing tax. Then you got to wait for income tax season to get your money back. Like, don't do that. Get all your money up front, and plus it's way better. The weather's better conditions, all that. And my thing is, we're trying to change the culture, so we have a lot of young guys. But my thing is like this: when you bring in a guy like Logan Ryan, I start thinking about all the young guys who worked their tail off last year, and it's like you don't want them to feel like all of that was in vain, because we have brought in some veteran guys, and it's like you played, you proved yourself, and that's what our culture has always been about. Competition. But now it's like, dang, you're about to pay this guy and he's one of your guys, so it's getting very small. Like, because
Mhm.
X and Byron are starting corners. You bring along Logan Ryan, he's starting at safety or wherever they want to put him at. So he's a starter. Then you got Rowan, he's a starter. So only thing that's up for grabs for all these guys is competition with Bobby at nickel. And Bobby has already shown to be one of, the better nickel corners. So I just don't want the young guys to get discouraged. This could light a fire under them. I know Nick and all the guys have been working hard. I can't wait for training camp. So sometimes I try to think about, other things like how it's going to affect the chemistry and all that. Like,
listen, the next person I'm about to bring up would wipe out, in my opinion, the Logan Ryan conversation because it's more realistic.
Okay.
We've never brought this guy up. And
about drafted. Wow. Yeah.
What happened? I'm sorry.
Alberto Maldonado said, don't forget about the young DBs we drafted, and that's true.
Yeah, the young DBs, right? But Byron Jones, is he the only vet that we have at the corner position?
Who?
Byron Jones.
Isn't X considered a vet?
Oh, I guess, I always consider you a vet if you've played on the field more than 3 years.
Next person, because you're really trying it this morning. You're really trying it.
I'm just saying, you got to actually play.
Only 30 minutes in. Only 30 minutes in, TD.
I'm just talking. All right. Here's the next guy. The last guy I want to talk about from the free agent pool. There are others, but they're long. They're a lot older. This guy he's a little older too. But when I say older, he is 28 years old. Okay. He doesn't turn 29 till December. But this guy plays 3 positions in the secondary. He plays the boundary corner, he plays the nickel corner, and he plays the safety position. He plays all 3. He is versatile. I couldn't find how much he was asking for, and I'm going to try to look it up. But this is an individual that is a huge possibility. We'd be surprised if Miami Dolphins brought him in. I would not be surprised, and I can't believe he's been looked over. But Reid Jr. Okay, this guy just came off his best season as a pro. Well, you can't say that. Let me say that because as a rookie at free safety, he made the Pro Bowl. Okay. He hasn't made it since the last 6 years. He hasn't made it. So he's been in the league for 7 years, but he's also played some linebacker too. Like this guy is all over the field, plays free safety, linebacker, strong safety, and DB. He also, because last year for Carolina, he played DB, nickel, and safety. He's all over the place. Every year he's playing a different position. And they've revered, he's like that Minka guy, Swiss Army, that he can play so many positions. The team's going to put him, they're going to put him where they need him. And I was shocked to find out last year he got some snaps at the cornerback position and the nickel position, but he's a true safety, okay? He's a true free safety. That's his position. Now, this guy came off of his best season. He loves playing in the box as well. And I want to give you, remember we talked about Logan Ryan had his best season with 113 tackles. This guy had his best season with 130 tackles. He also has 7 tackles for a loss compared to Logan Ryan's 4. He also got 5 hits on the quarterback compared to Logan's 1. He also sacked the quarterback 4 times. This man had 4 sacks. Do you know our leading sacker last year was Taco with 5? This guy had 4 sacks. That shows you he's that weapon. He's that wild card weapon in your secondary, coming down in the box, causing havoc. He's causing havoc. So 4 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss, 130 tackles altogether, 5 QB hits, and played all 16 games. played all 16 games, and can play multiple positions. This is the type of guy that I wouldn't be surprised if we're not looking at. But I don't know how much he's asking for. What's your thoughts on a guy like that who is versatile and is obviously a disruptive player who can play multiple positions? That spells Flores all day. What's your thoughts on a guy like that as I try to see if I can find how much he's asking for?
Listen, I love Eric Reid. I got to watch him a little bit. Was very interested. I think with Eric Reid, and it's going to sound so sad and horrible, but this is just the league that we're in. This is more about Eric Reid with his quote unquote off the field, on the field.
He is very vocal.
That's what I was going to say, and like I'm trying to figure out how to word this, because what the man has done is very honorable. But Eric Reid has never shied away from always partaking in the kneeling for the national anthem as a form of a peaceful protest, and I don't want to delve too much into that, but I think that might be the reason why he's getting overlooked by a lot of teams, because they don't want to necessarily bring that, into their organization, which is, nothing wrong. You run it how you want to run it. I can't tell you how to run it. And I think, Steve, hey, Hill. So Hill, I said, hey.
Hey, good morning.
But as far as on the field, if we want to keep it to on the field, then yes, he would definitely be, great to have. He's a competitor. That's the one thing I love about him. And he's the type of guy that will get in your face, lay a hit on you, and then tell you about it. He's never shied away from confrontation on the field. I mean, he can get into a wide receiver's head real quick. I've seen it, multiple times. But I think as far as Eric Reid, it's more about what he does before the first snap. And that shouldn't be a knock on him. But to me personally, I feel like he looks like he's more on a decline. A lot of things that you said sounded good, but
yeah, I
haven't seen that same explosiveness. I don't want to say explosiveness, but that same ever since, he left San Fran. So if I had to put him, he's already he's fourth. He's the last one I would go to sign if I had to. And I don't even know the number he's asking for.
And what if he's asking for a 2-year, $10 million deal? I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But still, I'm just saying.
You know how I feel about
it's crazy though that your voice and speaking up for things that you believe in could actually be the number one deterrence for other teams signing you, because that's also what's happening. That's also what's happening, because whether he's great or just average or whatever you revere him as he is, he does have the talent to be a player in the NFL. He's a starter caliber player. And even if you don't like him, even if you wanted him as a reserve, he's definitely should be in the NFL as a player. And I think that he might even go unsigned just for that very reason. He's a top 10 free agent right now available. Literally, I think he's 7th or 8th on the list. So it is what it is.
I don't think someone really needs his services, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting. We shall see. But I wanted to make sure I threw him out there as well, because
much respect for that.
Yeah, he's a veteran player, and regardless of his voice, which shouldn't matter anyway, he belongs in the league. So we'll see how that all works out. I don't think it's a fit for Miami, though, even though he fits the profile, because no one can sit here and tell me guys at the free safety position, like Bobby's better. Like, you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that, because the difference is this guy, he's inside the box hawk, tackles for losses, sacks. That's the type of stuff, that extra element that he adds to the game. He would help make our secondary better. And I think that he can do it all. So that's why I brought him up. And we shall see. But those are the top guys that I think that we would consider if we were to consider anyone. I like in order. You're going to give us an order of who you would take Phinsanity again?
Go ahead. Who do you like?
I mean, my number one option would be Larry Warford. That would be number one. My number two option, actually, believe it or not, would be Eric Reid.
Okay. Because
he's probably going to be cheaper than Logan Ryan, and he's more impactful at this point in his career. Then Logan Ryan would be third on my list. Jadeveon Clowney would round out number 4 because the money.
Okay.
That would be my order and preference of priority for those remaining free agents. What about yours?
Let me first say this. I love who we have on our team right now. So I'm not saying this with any disrespect to who we have. I love everybody we have. And I figured that I really feel like, you know, with our coaching staff, even if we don't get any of these guys, we will be okay. Okay. So
okay, go ahead.
Interchangeable 1 and 2. Ryan and Warford. Then at 3, Clowney. 4th, Eric Reid. So that's just how I feel about it.
Got it. I mean, that's good. That's good. I got one more free agent for you though, Phinsanity. Now I'm about to rattle your cage with this one, because you might actually agree, because he would be replacing someone that you aren't even the biggest fan of. I ain't gonna say you're the biggest fan of. I already know who you're going
with, but go ahead. Let's go here. Go ahead, because you about to set this chat off. Okay, go ahead.
Oh man. All right. So Ryan I'm just playing. You know who I'm talking about?
Go ahead. Mention him, because I want to see the chat's reaction before I react. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Oh, Lord.
Why wouldn't we be considered? Now, I understand the money, but I think at this point you can get a good deal for him.
Right. You can.
But why wouldn't we be considering Cam Newton?
I knew you were going to go there.
I know you knew. Why wouldn't we be considering Cam Newton?
Here's the thing about it. There's really like people in the fan base who would love Cam Newton. Oh man, why don't you? Oh Jesus!
I'm just saying, why wouldn't we? At the right price.
You know how I feel about this. I was very vocal.
Who's better, Cam or the journeyman?
But that's in respects to Tua's not playing this year, or you don't think Tua's going to start a game this year. That's with that in mind. And my thing is like,
Tua got to compete with Cam.
Cam is not going to sign somewhere where he's only, I think, going to be playing for 1 year, because I don't think he's going to want to have to go through this again. I don't think Cam is going to have to go through this again. And I mean,
he ain't getting signed this year then. Then he ain't playing this year. That makes no sense. He's going to have to come up off of that. Somebody said QB controversy. We don't need it. It's called QB competition. It ain't no controversy. It's competition. Best man wins.
Oh, man.
You ain't got to be in no rush to start Tua Tagovailoa. If you got a better quarterback who's playing better early on, what is a QB controversy? I don't even think that's real. I don't think there's a such thing as QB controversy. It's just two good QBs competing for a job. The best one wins the job. It ain't no controversy. It's competition. And let me tell you something. If you think it's controversy, that means you're scared for Tua. That means you're nervous for Tua.
Oh, Lord.
You can't be nervous for Cam, because that should be an easy release if Tua's the better guy. That's an easy release for us. Or easy, hey, you the backup. That's easy. That is easy. Like this, you need the best competition, period. The best competition.
I think with how we're young with Frozen and Tua, and I don't think we want to get this. I don't want to say distracted, because I'm always for getting better, but a lot of people, have that sentiment that Tua is going to play this year. So if Tua is going to play this year, bringing in a guy like Cam would be, to me, unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it would be. Listen, you know how I feel about
a good backup.
But the thing is he really going to be okay? Listen, he said he was cool with being a backup, and then he came out with a tweet saying, "Don't let someone, dim your light. Like, don't dim your light to make someone else uncomfortable." So that had a lot of connotation that he still wants to be a starter in this league. Like let's be clear, Cam Newton wants to be a starter. I don't know who Cam is necessarily as a person and all that. I know he's a league MVP. I know he took a team to the Super Bowl. But I feel like with having Tua now, I don't think it's 100% necessary. And I'm not saying I'm putting all my cards in on Fitz, because I'm not. Y'all know how I feel about that man. But for all of us who feel like Tua is going to play this year, win ready and all that, it's like, to me, I say around the bye week for Tua. So what, we're going to use Cam services for about 9 weeks. So you're going to pay him to play. You're going to pay him what to play 9 weeks? That's the real thing. Like,
no, that's not my logic behind it, though.
Your logic is bring Cam in, start him for this year,
to compete for the job.
To compete for the job. And if he doesn't win it, then
he doesn't win it. He's a backup if he doesn't win it. He's the starter if he. Well, first Phinsanity, we got to address one big elephant in the room. Is Cam Newton better than Ryan Fitzpatrick? That's the number one thing we have to address.
Okay.
Because if he's not better than Fitz, then this is a mute conversation. Forget I ever said it. But I'm curious. What do you think?
TD. Yes, he's better than Fitz. But
I think so too. But some people in the comment section saying no.
You're trying to stir. Honestly, I love that you're trying to stir the pot.
Phinsanity.
I love that.
Don't make me call you a hypocrite on this one, because you were the main one who said, why are we not trying to get better at the QB position? So what is wrong with me bringing this up?
Because my thing is like this, because I like Cam Newton. He is every year the guy I, for the most part, drafted as, my fantasy quarterback. Did it last year, then he got hurt. Dang it, that hurt me really bad. That was the first quarterback out of 4 that I went through last year. So I really felt like last year should be an anomaly on my record. Has an asterisk by it. But listen, I'm saying this with Cam Newton in mind. Because I really like him as a player, and I really feel like a lot of people have, written him off. And I want him to have the chance to go out and show that he is still Cam Newton. And I feel like he could do that for the squad, but he's doing that with the mindset that they just drafted their franchise quarterback. I'm not their long-term solution. Like, I'm not their long-term answer. Like, I'm not even going to probably get 3-4 years with these guys. Like, so it's like he would basically be, signing himself to a backup role. And that's not what I want for Cam Newton. You feel me? That's not what I want for Cam. I would love for Cam to go to a place where he could potentially get 3-4, because I think he's in his 30s now, I think. A couple, like some more good years, like a good send out for the man. Like, that's why I don't want him to come here and then be relegated to a quarterback when he probably still has a lot of great football left in him.
So you mean to tell me,
Yep. Go ahead,
if the
get on
Miami
me.
Dolphins call Cam and say, "Hey, we're just curious of how much you're asking for," right? Just hypothetically, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think Cam in the back of his head feels like he can't beat Tua out?
I think he knows he could be 2 out. Listen, Cam can
So
run
so
RPO.
why do you think he'd be relegated to being a backup when Flores is going to clearly say best man is going to play, whoever
TD.
gives us the best chance to win?
TD.
That's why Andy Dalton went to Dallas, because he really think he got a shot to earn that job if that contract situation don't work out.
TD, let's be real. There's too much hype and too much money being invested into Tua Tagovailoa for him to not be playing by next year. Like, even if people say
too much money, too much hype.
Yes, TD, he's one of top selling jerseys. He's already getting endorsements. And listen, season tickets are being bought because people want to see what Tua Tagovailoa is going to do for this organization. Not what the likes of Cam Newton. Listen, I don't know too many people who would be upset if we got a guy who can run RPO, because Cam can run RPO, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm saying for Cam Newton's sake, not for the sake of the Dolphins, not for the sake of Tua, not for none of that. For the first time, you're seeing me outside the realm of a Dolphins fan. For Cam Newton, what is best for that individual man is not to come to the Miami Dolphins, because we have already put our eggs in a basket. And some of us are already talking about, well, what if Josh Rosen comes out and shocks and does all that? We don't need another person like Josh. I don't want to do that to Josh, because I'm sorry, he's not as athletic as Cam. So him trying to run that RPO, I'm sorry. I love Josh to death, and I want him to have the best opportunity. You bring Cam Newton in here, it's pretty much done for Josh. And I don't want to see that for that young man. I don't want him to have to go through 3 straight years of what he's going through already. But thinking about what's best for the
It's not over for Josh because he's a free player. He's free. He has fully guaranteed money at $2 million per. He's free. Yeah, he's going to be on the roster for the next 2 years, barring a trade. But what I'm saying to you is this: if Cam believes he can win the starting job,
yes,
I think Cam would take that risk. But then it comes down to the Dolphins. It comes down to the Dolphins if they would want to do that. And if Tua ends up beating Cam out, all the better. TD. Cam took that risk.
TD.
It's not like we're making Cam guaranteed. He's taking the risk by trying to compete.
In Miami. One. Mm-hmm. I'm saying it's over for Josh in Miami because he's not beating out Cam Newton. 1. 2, I'm saying I'm speaking as if I'm Cam's agent. Miami is a very beautiful place. If you want to retire here, sure enough, go ahead and do it to yourself. But the likelihood, if you still want to be seen as a franchise quarterback, like as soon as he comes to Miami, he'll be looked at as the bridge to Tua. That's all everyone will say. Oh, well, yeah, they're going to bring in Cam. Cam will play this whole season and they'll implement Tua next year. That's going to be the whole narrative. Why do that to yourself? I'm thinking about as if I was his agent and what's best for my client. Cam Newton has no business even entertaining the quarterback job in Miami, because we already know where Miami is going, and that is with Tua Tagovailoa. And if you can see that, TD, you're a very logical man. Yeah, he can come over here and beat people out, but he knows as a first-round pick, a first-round quarterback, number 1 overall, when your team invests a pick like that in you, you are now considered the future of that franchise. People now are saying Jordan Love is the future of Green Bay, even though Aaron Rodgers has some years left in him. So speaking on behalf of Cam, why do that to yourself? Unless you have quit on yourself, which he has not done, or he's just, he just got in the mindset, I don't need to take any more hits. Pay me what you're going to pay me, and I'll make it work. No, that's not Cam Newton. He needs to go to a place where he can actually be seen as the starter for maybe 3 to 4 years. So that's all I'm saying. And I said the whole thing about Cam before we drafted Tua Tagovailoa. So if you want to call me out on that, I definitely said that way before the draft because it wasn't a foregone conclusion at that time for some of us that the Miami Dolphins were going to 100% without a doubt because we didn't know Tua's health status. He hadn't released his tape yet and all that. So
well, Phinsanity, give me like 30 seconds. I'm just gonna help my wife with something real fast, but I want to say this right before I run off. We're not. I don't believe the ideology because it is a difference in football ideology. I don't believe the ideology that we're going with Tua now. I believe the ideology of we're going with whatever quarterback on our roster gives us the best chance to win. He just has a higher probability of being that guy over everybody else. So I don't look at it as we spent the number 5 overall pick. Oh, we're going with that guy. He has a high probability that we are, but whoever's the best player on that roster to get it done, that's who we're going with. At the end of the day, that's who we're going with. So that's what I truly do believe. That's why if Cam Newton said he wants to take that chance and come in and try to beat this young guy out, now I agree. The agent, don't you dare do that. But Cam has that decision. He got to make that decision. And do you think it's something that he would make? I'll be right back.
Wait, what was the question? Oh gosh.
Cam got to make that decision.
Not
the agent.
He's not.
Why not?
He's not. TD, I have reiterated this fact and this point. He knows he would not be the guy here. He knows that. I think Cam would be okay with being a backup in maybe, like I said, 3 to 4 years. But like right now, Cam believes in himself. Wow. Someone said Cam Moore, number 2 in college. Yeah. How do you guys feel in the chat? Do you think Cam would come to Miami? Not if we should get him, but do you think he would actually come to Miami? So once again, I need water. But once again, TD has decided to stir the QB pot and, all of its, infamous glory. And back to my point, when I was calling for Cam Newton, it was before we saw tape on how Tua was post his injury. It was before we got the final report that he was 100% healthy. And it was still with the mindset that I still believe that Cam is better than Fitz. I'm not going to, backslide on that because he's proven to be a franchise quarterback. He's proven. People forget, there was a time where Cam Newton was that offense. And then luckily they got a guy like Christian McCaffrey, who is now considered the Panthers offense. But I would love to see the Panthers become so much more balanced.
Well, breaking news: Miami Dolphins in talks with Cam Newton. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I just brought it up. I looked down the free agent list, and I said, I know Phinsanity was talking about we should be trying to get better at the quarterback position,
and we did.
If there's a better option than Ryan Fitzpatrick. So let me last thing on the Cam thing. So it's not that you just feel like Cam wouldn't do that. But
no.
But you also think Miami wouldn't do it for the right price? If Cam was a $5 million quarterback right now, Miami wouldn't do it to get better at the position and more competition. Because what's the difference between Fitz and Cam if Cam's coming at $5 million and Fitz is at $8 million? Stand to make $8 million this year, but you could save $4 million if he doesn't make it. What's the difference between it? I'm just curious.
TD, I think that we're pretty content with our QB room for what it is right now. And I don't think Cam is on our list.
So okay, well that's fair. He's not on our
My thing
list.
is like this, there hasn't been a single report out about it, and Cam looks phenomenal in his workout videos, but
I don't never trust those.
I'm pretty sure. Of course you don't. I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure we're pretty content with where we're at,
Mm.
and we're moving forward as if towards our future. So
All right. Well, that's all I was doing was asking. So, in other
talking about
words,
Dalvin Cook.
the Miami Dolphins would not want to get better at the position because they're already content on where they are.
Already better at the position.
We are better at the position, but they don't want to get any better at the position. So,
today,
what's wrong?
Today, I like because me and you are all about wording. So we hear things a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm making sure the words are accurate here. So we don't want to actually get better. We don't want to actually get even better if we got the opportunity.
Today, like I said, they are happy with where they are.
Even though they could be better.
Granted, I can't wait to see. Now, granted, we could talk about this differently if, say, the doctors, they look at Tua and something ain't right. Something.
No, he 100%. So everything's right.
But I'm saying our doctors still haven't looked at him. So that's the only shot in the dark chance.
Got it.
The only shot in the dark chance.
Well, I'll leave that one alone. And for the record, for those in the comment section that's trolling, listen, that don't mean I actually have those sentiments that we should bring Cam Newton in. I was just asking a question and giving a little pushback for logic. And Phinsanity has let us know that we're content in our quarterback room right now. We are good with where we are. They would not want to stir that pot up because it's really unnecessary at this point. And it wouldn't be a good move for Miami nor Cam Newton himself. Is that a good way to paraphrase it? I mean, that's what it was. I mean, I'm with that, though, honestly. I agree with that. I was just pushing back to cross all of,
Okay,
no. All right.
Next topic. TD, it's
we
too
don't
early for this.
We don't want to get better at the position. Okay, so Shake Money said, "I love Phinsanity's logic. That way, I'm her number one fan outside of family." LOL. Okay, that's what's up, Shake Money.
Thanks, Shake. And I'm a very big fan of yours too. You have to definitely come on again.
That's my Jersey gal. I will bet my life savings we will not sign Cam. I wouldn't bet anything, but I would never bet that we would. I would never bet that we would.
Never bet your life savings, Gunner. That's one. If I could give you one tidbit, never, ever bet your life savings. It's not worth it.
Oh Lord, Marcus said, "Yeah." At Todd Collier, TD likes to stir the pot. Y'all call it stir the pot, but I call it evaluating every scenario, because we just heard a whole bunch of reasons why we wouldn't bring in Cam Newton.
Okay.
So if we were to actually do it, now we can actually have a conversation on whether it was good or not based off of this conversation that we had. So it's unlikely, but if it happens, maybe some of the logic that I was saying makes sense now. Right. If it doesn't happen, all the logic that Phinsanity was saying made sense. So y'all call it stir up the pot. I just evaluate every scenario, because can we sit here and say 100% that we wouldn't sign Cam Newton? No. We could probably feel good about 99.9% that we won't, but it's never 100% because he's a free agent. We got money. It could happen. It's no difference from the Laramie Tunsil thing. Just like what some of y'all are saying in the comment section right now, it's no difference. Y'all were saying the same thing to me then. TD, bro, you're ridiculous with this. Did they not, Phinsanity? They said, TD, you're so ridiculous right now with this whole Laramie Tunsil trading thing. You're proving you don't know football, TD. Didn't they say that, Phinsanity?
Let it go.
I'm just saying, didn't they say that? They said, bro,
Diddy, I love when you put on your crystal ball,
Laramie
but
Tunsil, one of our best players? You're ridiculous, bro.
They were given an unimaginable offer. And I mean, think about the critiques that Bill O'Brien is getting for the trades that he's making. Like,
I agree.
So, like, I can't. Oh, sorry, I was reading Jared's comment. Sorry. I can't, because my thing is like this. If I can't fault them for thinking that, you know, we would not trade Tunsil. We were given an offer that we kind of like couldn't refuse.
I agree.
So don't get on the fan base too much about it.
No, I'm not getting on them, but we're making it sit here. We're sitting here making it seem like it's impossible, Phinsanity.
But TD, you know what? I'm going to say it is so unlikely. Can we say unlikely?
And I'm with that. I agree with that.
It is so unlikely.
But I'm just trying to show them what I do. I evaluate all possibilities, even if it is so unlikely, so that if it does happen, we're not crazily shocked. That's all I do. So TD doesn't. I was just asking Phinsanity a question and giving and pushing back to get clarification. I'm not saying it doesn't mean that I actually agree that we should bring him in. It doesn't mean that I agree, because I wouldn't bring Cam Newton in whatsoever. I think we're fine. I was just evaluating the situation. Is that something that we could really do? Is he better than Fitz? Would that be something Cam would do? Would he take that shot? Well, if we're going with Tua anyway, or does he think he can beat him out? Would Flores give him a fair shot to actually win the job? All of that stuff runs through my mind because I'm that processing person of reality. That's why I'm never shocked about certain things that happens.
Shout out to Jazza for the super sticker donation. Thank you.
Love you, Jazz. Appreciate that, man. So, yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see, man. Time will tell. Time will tell at the end of the day. All right. I did want to ask you, if we had an opportunity to bring in another wide receiver that's really, really good, is that something that we should still be thinking about and exploring right now? You got somebody in mind that you think I'm thinking about?
I already know. First of all, I already know the two people you're talking about. Come on.
No, I'm just asking. Is that something that we should just be content with, or should we entertain possible additions to the wide receiver core?
Oh man, TD.
Yeah, hold on. Am I wrong for asking that though?
TD.
Okay, what happens if what happened to us last year happens again? Preston gets hurt. What if Jakeem Grant ends up getting hurt and Albert Wilson gets hurt again?
Then we can entertain that. There's a reason. There's a reason why those two phenomenal young men are not signed. And I'm gonna just leave it like that. I don't like to bash anyone, and I do not like to, say people don't deserve another chance. But some people have been giving chance after chance and have exhausted it. And when it comes to the culture and not only the culture, the energy, let's take this a little bit deeper. The energy we're trying to build on this team. You don't want to, and I don't want to talk, you don't want to have even one crack in it to where you feel like you have to micromanage this.
Well, isn't one guy didn't his issues that he kept getting in trouble for is now allowed? I'm curious though. I'm just saying,
Cheating. I get what you're saying.
Josh Gordon.
I know who you talk. Like I said, I know who the two young men that you are talking about. I mean, everyone knows who you're talking about. It's not like what's the name? Like I said, we are establishing a culture. I don't want to bring in Brandon. I guess now you can say his issues are, I guess you can say they're resolved. If you want to,
Antonio Brown, that's a different story. That's a personality. He's just reckless for your locker room. But Josh Gordon, I didn't know him to be a locker room issue. I just thought that he had his vices, and now those vices are allowed in the league. So is that something that we should have I mean, he's legal now. I mean, those aren't issues for the league anymore. You don't have the same worry about being suspended anymore. You don't have those worries anymore. I'm just curious.
Okay.
I'm not an advocate, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna take it from this standpoint, right? I can't, that's not something, I've ever partook in. So I don't know, I guess, the severity of what an addiction is, but I will say to Gordon, no, because he was given many opportunities where it was career or that, and he was never focused enough on his career and actually being able to be focused enough to be on the field week by week for your team to let that go. I don't know if one can become addicted to that substance. I've heard both sides of the spectrum, but that's, like I said, that's something I've never partook of, personally. So I can't speak on that. But the fact that you were really willing to risk your career to do that one thing, no. Because to me, your mind was not on football. And I want everyone on this team to be about football. I know there are things that are bigger than football, but that was someone, because at the time it was like they gave him chance after chance after chance after chance. Like a lot of people, I don't know how many, I don't think if Josh Gordon ever had that, one season where he just flashed and was just so talented, would have been given that many chances to get it right. But they gave that young man chance to say, hey, I'm going to be about football. I can do that in the off season. But for September, October, November, December, January, 5-6 months, you couldn't focus enough on your future and providing. And you worked so hard for the opportunity to get in the NFL, and you were willing to squander it. Well, time and time again.
I think it's a matter. Go ahead.
I think that's what I can speak to.
Yeah,
every single time he got a chance, he blew it.
Yeah, but I think it's a matter of perspective on the actual subject of the drug. Okay. What I do know is, just like Ricky, I don't think it's addictive, but it's also addictive in this sense. Some people need it to maintain their sanity. Some people who are dealing with so many vices and different things going on in their mind and their life and their anxiety and stress that they need it to maintain their sanity. So some people will take that risk over that job to stay alive and maintain their sanity. And when you put it in that perspective, something that some people view as so simple, you're going to do that and risk your whole career. They don't see it that way. They see it as, I'm going to keep my sanity over my career. Because until you've actually experienced it and know that feeling of knowing when everything in your life is coming at you and that seems to be the only thing that helps you, then you would realize that that's why those guys feel the way they feel, because some people are losing their mind, and that's the one thing that keeps them even. Now, I've had that situation in my life, exact situation, and I never found an alternative until I found God. So I never found an alternative with my sanity, with different stresses and things like that in my own life until I found God. And everybody's moment of salvation, I believe, comes at whatever time, many are, excuse me, lost my throat. See, I'm almost getting this backward. Many are called, but few are chosen. So at the end of the day, that's why I know when it comes to that in particular, you can't be in a person's mind because doesn't it, like from the outside looking in, it makes all the sense in the world. Like, gosh, you can't just put that down. You're making millions. But when someone's a wreck up here and they feel like their day could be any day where they're no longer on this earth, and they find that that's the one thing that keeps them even in life, it's your life, believe it or not. And there's no fighting against that. So you do what you want. You do what you do to keep your sanity and maintain your own stresses down. So yeah, I've had my personal experience with anxiety, stress, and depression in my life. And I've also had my point in my life where that was something that helped me. And I never could overcome that or find something to help my mental until I found God. And that's my personal story. So, and again, as a man, if I was able to speak to him or touch him, I would try to steer him and help him find something more powerful that gives you more peace in your life, and that being God. So, but I can't speak to that because that may be not where he is right now in his life. But I can also sympathize and have grace. I can also have grace and recognizing that as well. So that's me. So having that personal situation, trust me when I tell you, when it comes to that in particular, I would never judge a single individual, because until you're actually struggling with depression and anxiety and stress and things like that in your life, I promise you, having gone through similar demons in my life, I would never judge somebody at that point, because some of them feel like they're holding on for dear life. Like, real talk, they're holding on for dear life. So, but then you have a difference of it for those who are just doing it recreationally, just to be in that state of mind. That's a different, that's a different ideology. You see, that's when you control that, but you're choosing to just to always have your senses and your awareness at a lower level. And the Bible teaches you also that you should always be present in mind. You should always, and we don't have to go too deep in that, but so there's a difference between the two, in my opinion. There's a difference between the two, but I do understand those individuals who are losing it. And obviously, if you talk to those guys and you look at what they've been through, you already know something is wrong. You know that something is wrong. They're dealing with demons, because if you can't let that go over millions of dollars, there's something holding you, and it's not just the addiction of doing it. And I can tell you in personal experience, it's the relief that it gives for everything else in the depression that you're going through. And again, the only thing I've ever found to overcome that was God. And it gives me a high like I've never seen in my life. It gives me peace. It gives me a clear mind. He gives me a clear mind. And he gives me life. So until they see that or come to that point, because that's one thing I have learned, that God has a way of humbling you. He'll take you through all of that. He will take everything from you. You could be doing so well, and he will drop you down. It's like the house built upon a rock, built on a mountain.
Talk to him.
It's just like the house built on the mountain. I mean, people say, yeah, but these celebrities, they have everything. But again, it's about the foundation. It's about the foundation, what you have under that house. Your house could either stand tall on that rock and stay there, or it can just crumble down to the ground. And that's why you can't judge other people. You don't know their life. You don't know what they're going through, but everybody's relationship with God is personal. It's between them and God. That's why I would never judge. That's why, and I have things God's still working on me with.
I don't want you to feel like I was.
Oh no, I already know you're not judging.
I was just saying.
You even said, you don't know.
Yeah.
Because but you're giving your opinion from the outside looking in, and that's all you can do. And I respect that. I just felt that was an opportunity. Well, you know what? I've had experience in this. Let me go ahead and share it with people, because I've never been shamed of my past. That's the devil that'll make you ashamed of your past. You think I feel any different by telling y'all what I just told y'all? No, it ain't none of my business what anybody thinks about me. But so I'd never be ashamed of my past. It's the devil that makes you ashamed of your past, and that causes you not to be able to move forward and do bigger and greater things. So y'all just keep that in mind, all right? Just my thoughts, all right? Shake Money said, TD FGQPMHS turned into TD Jakes. LOL, love it. Oh, Lord, stop it. Stop it. Man. Anyway, it's 8:25. We got 5 minutes left. Any thoughts in your mind, Phinsanity, at this point?
Oh man, listen, no, great show, TD. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You actually woke me up, which is ironic because like in the beginning I was just like, this Wednesday is gonna be so hard, but you just uplifted my spirit with all that. So thank you. To everyone who came and was with us this morning. Thank you guys so much for waking up. It is very much appreciated. It is so appreciated. You don't understand how much joy it brings to know that you guys, wake up just to hear us talk about the Miami Dolphins. Shout out to my boy Shake, my boy Marcus, Chef Jew, Uncle Mace, Rashad, Jazza, of course. My boy George from Jersey. I'm starting to see a lot more Jersey people wake up with me. So yes. Shout out to everybody who came. Everybody's part of the Phinsanity family. I think TD is going live later.
Yes.
Sharif, I didn't know you were here, Sharif. Hi, Sharif.
Sharif,
I don't know if I'm gonna be on it, huh? But if TD goes live later, this is, I think this is my, down day, but I'll probably be on. I have no choice.
She'll be here. Don't listen to her.
Contractual obligations. But everybody, I need y'all to write TD for me and tell him to approve my vacation days. Now, fun fact, I haven't even sent in my vacation days yet. It's just the fact that I know he won't approve them. So I need y'all to start the movement, approve Phinsanity's vacation days.
Phinsanity got the same email everybody got. During the pandemic, it's all hands on deck.
Oh man! Oh, and shout out to Havoc. Havoc has been doing an amazing job on these streams, man. Yes, taking it to a whole nother level, man. Havoc is so invaluable, and so is Ariel. The L stands for legend. Never forget that. So I'm so interested in expanding the family even more. I know TD has ideas for new shows and stuff like that, but we know we're going to need each and every one of you's contribution. All it does is just take one step forward. I promise you. Once you take that one step, you'll see that your feet start moving, and only you can hold yourself in place. Okay, so don't be afraid. You're not given the spirit of fear, so don't be afraid. Just go for it. We all love. It's all love over here. So there you go.
And like Phinsanity said, we got the new platform going to be released this week. All right. I'm trying to get a few things in and get them done. And if they're not done, I don't care. I'm going to start it anyway. So if the graphics and stuff like that look raggedy for the first week or so, y'all know it's because the other channel is so important that I can't hold off and procrastinate or just wait on everything to be perfect. And it's TD's Real Talk. All right. TD's Real Talk. So I will be sending the link out that over the next 24 to 48 hours. So I'll start promoting that to let you know you can come over there and talk about the social issues, all issues facing everything that we deal with in our life. Nothing's exempt, but we want to try to keep structure in it. So we'll structure it the best way that we can. So just remember, guys, if you're interested in that, because I do want to separate that channel from TD FGQPMHS, even though I have Let me be clear with everybody. If it's on my mind and I want to talk about it over here, I will. I don't care if the subscriber number goes down, down, down. I will. But I will have that platform over there for everyone to talk about a lot of these things. You know, there are some people that are in this. I mean, because this isn't going to be for all of us to sit here and agree about everything. There's going to be things that we disagree about. We're not a gang. We're not taking sides. We're not over here talking about if you're for this, then we don't rock with you and this and that. It's to have that conversation so we can get the facts and then we can understand the logic of why people are deciding the things they're deciding, why they think and believe the things they think. Because I promise you, with the research that I've done, it's just a lot of misunderstandings going on. A lot of misunderstandings. A lot of people not being heard from their point of view. And we're going to get through that, guys, and we're going to have those conversations, but we just hit the 8:30 hour. Phinsanity, I want to let you know in front of everybody, love you. Thank you so much for everything you do here at TD FINSTALK. Vacation won't be approved until 2028, but
whoa. TD, but listen, we're literally about to get into the season, and once the season starts, it's gonna be even more hectic.
Yeah, I need you working nights, weekends, holidays, all of it. I might give you an hour off on Thanksgiving, but we'll see.
I'm we don't play on Thanksgiving. That I need all my holidays. I need all my holidays.
Absolutely.
Go to the beach, Phinsanity will not be at the beach. No.
Oh Lord. Well, we're gonna see y'all later. We love y'all. Wake up, guys. Good morning, and let's get through our day and have a blessed one. And bless someone else if you get a chance. Love y'all. Peace. Hey. Let me say this before we leave, y'all. If you get an opportunity, only if you have the means, okay? If you ain't got the money, don't do it. But if you have the money, if you ever go through a drive-through, I thought it was a blessing. Even though I only ordered like $8 worth of stuff, I had went through a drive-through one time, and the person in front of me paid for my meal, for that meal. Only if you have the means. That's a way you can bless people sometimes. That's pretty cool. It's definitely a way that you could bless people. I thought that was pretty cool. So I want to pay that forward. Do small things like that. You never know, that person in the car behind you is in their chain ashtray trying to scramble up $4.80 to get their put together meal. They didn't even pick a number on the menu. They didn't say number 5. They said, where's the value meal? Let me get that burger. Let me get the small fry, and let me get a small drink. So help them out if you can in that way. But this is TD FINSTALK. Thank you for waking up with TD and Phinsanity in the morning. We love y'all. Peace. We out, y'all.
Something like that. I felt someone cool going peace like that.